Section 1. Formative Years, the Making of a Dictator. Adolf Hitler's early life was marked by instability and disappointment. Born in Austria in 1889, he experienced a tumultuous childhood. His father, a strict and often abusive customs official, instilled in him a deep sense of resentment towards authority. Hitler's academic struggles further fueled his frustrations, leading him to abandon formal education at a young age. He drifted through his late teens and early 20s, harboring aspirations of becoming an artist, but failing to gain admission to the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. This period of rejection and disillusionment proved pivotal in shaping Hitler's worldview. He developed a deep-seated hatred for the cosmopolitanism and intellectualism he perceived in Vienna. He gravitated towards pan-German nationalism, embracing the belief in German superiority and the need for a unified German state. This ideology, combined with his growing anti-Semitism, formed the foundation of his later political beliefs. Hitler's move to Munich in 1913 marked a turning point. The outbreak of World War I in 1914 provided an outlet for his burgeoning patriotism. Germany's surrender in 1918 left Hitler deeply disillusioned, blaming internal enemies, Jews, communists, and liberals for the defeat. Section 2. Ascent to Power, Riding the Waves of Discontent. Post-war Germany was a nation in turmoil. Economic depression, political instability, and social unrest created a breeding ground for extremist ideologies. Hitler, with his fiery rhetoric and promises of national rejuvenation, found a receptive audience among the disillusioned masses. He joined the German Workers' Party, a small fringe group that shared his nationalist and anti-Semitic views. Hitler's charisma and oratorical skills quickly propelled him to leadership within the party, which he renamed the National Socialist German Workers' Party, NSDAP, or Nazi Party. He tapped into the widespread anger and frustration felt by many Germans, promising economic recovery, national unity, and the restoration of German pride. The Nazi Party, though gaining popularity, remained a fringe movement in the early 1920s. However, the Wall Street crash of 1929 and the ensuing global depression dramatically altered the political landscape. As unemployment soared and social unrest grew, the Nazis' radical promises found an increasingly receptive audience. Hitler exploited the weaknesses of the Weimar Republic, using intimidation, propaganda, and political maneuvering to consolidate his power. His appointment as Chancellor in 1933 marked the beginning of the end for German democracy. Section 3. The Nazi Grip, A Nation Transformed, A World at War. Hitler's rise to power ushered in a period of profound transformation for Germany. He moved quickly to consolidate his control, eliminating opposition, suppressing dissent, and establishing a totalitarian state. The Nazi Party's ideology permeated all aspects of German life, from education and culture to the economy and the military. Hitler's economic policies, focused on rearmament and autarky, succeeded in pulling Germany out of the Great Depression. He implemented large-scale public works programs, expanded military production, and pursued aggressive policies of economic self-sufficiency. These measures, while effective in reducing unemployment and stimulating economic growth, came at a high cost, suppressing individual liberties and paving the way for future conflict. Hitler's foreign policy was driven by his belief in German expansionism and the creation of a greater German Reich. His aggressive actions, initially met with appeasement by other European powers, ultimately led to the outbreak of World War II in 1939. The war which Hitler had unleashed upon the world would prove to be his undoing. Section 4. The Holocaust, A Stain on Humanity. The Holocaust, the systematic genocide of European Jews during World War II, stands as the most horrific crime of the Nazi regime. Driven by a deep-seated hatred and fueled by centuries of anti-Semitism, Hitler and his followers implemented a plan to exterminate the Jewish population of Europe. The Nazis viewed Jews as an existential threat to Germany, blaming them for the country's economic woes, social ills, and defeat in World War I. This warped ideology, propagated through relentless propaganda, dehumanized Jews, portraying them as parasites and enemies of the state. The persecution of Jews began with discriminatory laws and policies that stripped them of their rights and livelihoods. Jews were subjected to boycotts, forced labor, and ultimately deportation to concentration camps. These camps evolved into death factories where Jews and other victims were systematically murdered. The memory of the Holocaust serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of civilization and the importance of combating anti-Semitism and all forms of bigotry.